What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another rugby video, and it's the Rugby 20 yet again we're talking about. And in today's video we're talking about, did Rugby 20 do well, and if so, how did it do well? So we're going to discuss it in today's video, so stay tuned. Welcome back to another rugby video. Please make sure you go ahead and smash that like button to show your support for the channel, and if you are new, please go ahead and subscribe. We upload rugby videos every single week guaranteed, so please click the notification button so you don't miss out. Okay, so first up, we're going to throw ourselves all the way back to 2017 when Rugby 18 came out. Now, this is a very well hyped up game, and I actually pre-ordered it. I was really excited for it. I saw the footage of it, and I was like, oh, it's not amazing, but it could potentially do really, really well. And I had the licenses, I had New Zealand and everything, and then basically the moral of this story is if you read the reviews on Steam and all the rest of the gaming sites, it's not great. And as you can see here, the reviews still to date of this day, they're mixed, and it didn't do really well. It was just terrible, absolutely terrible. So then, throw ourselves all the way back to 2019. We got announced that Rugby 20 is coming out. Rugby 20 then was released on the 23rd of January of 2020, and we were really looking forward to this game. It looked really good, and we were kind of like skeptical because of the whole Rugby 18 release, and we didn't know what to expect. The game came out, it gave a few updates and after the final release, and yeah, I mean, it was pretty good. Look at the reviews as well, it's mostly positive over on Steam. Most gaming sites said it was better than Rugby 18, but it could do with some good work. So yeah, how did they actually do this? Well, first of all, it came down to the marketing. We're going to ignore the whole gameplay itself. So basically, if you guys didn't know this, a lot of people don't. Rugby 20 this time around, they wanted to promote it in smaller tier nations, and one of these nations being Spain. And they actually held a load of kind of like a gaming festival over there. As you can see, there's some Spanish players here promoting the game off. They got to play it, they got to have first dibs on it. Although Spain wasn't in the game, I was quite disappointed about that. You would have thought Spain would have been in it if they were showing it off in Spain. But some of the Spanish players are in the game itself because obviously some of them play quite professional. So as you can see, that was the same marketing technique they did. They staged like a Rugby 20 festival then over in Spain. As you can see, they had a marquee. They were promoting the game. To be honest, I would have loved to have been there. It would have been so much fun in the sun of Spain and getting to see this video game shown off to everybody. As you can see, there's loads of kids really interested in it. And they also staged this on the side of an actual rugby festival they had for younger kids, I do believe, and there was a few games played. As you can see, here's the games being played on the actual pitch, and then Rugby 20 were like on the sidelines in their own little marquee promoting off the game. And these little things go quite far. I mean, showing off something like that to a small community, I mean, eventually it gives a good opportunity to grow, and I felt like that was a good marketing technique from them, like turning up at a rugby festival or making a rugby festival yourself and just showing off your video game as well as promoting the sport. In the end, then they also selected a winner, which was a little kid, and as you can see, he won a controller as well. So like I said, little things like that are pretty awesome. I mean, I would have loved to win a controller when I was younger. That would have been so amazing, especially considering it's like a proper custom controller made by Nacon, which is now Big Ben. Big Ben doesn't exist anymore. It's Nacon now. So I think that's pretty awesome, and I think something like that really goes a long way, especially considering the majority of Spain is mainly football based. So I felt like that was the first major turning point for this game, trying to get the younger viewers, especially the ones that in the countries that don't play rugby that much, to get into rugby. And then the main other thing then what happened is they got the license for Japan. Now Japan never really get licensed in games besides Rugby World Cup games. So this was a massive turning point as well, to be able to sell your game globally in the Asian market. They also then released a special edition of Rugby 20 designed for Japan. Here it is. This is the copy. If you were in Japan, this is the copy of Rugby 20 you would see in the game shops. And it's pretty cool as well to be able to have a special edition game. I had a lot of good reviews from the Japanese public as well. Being able to play as a national team is quite a good thing. We don't exactly know the figures of the game that they sold. I mean, we know Rugby 18 sold 80,000. That's 80,000 copies. Rugby 20 never released a final statistic of how many copies they sold, which is really unfortunate. I would have liked to have known. But going by reviews and little things, like I said, having rugby festivals and releasing an Asian copy and stuff, I think personally it's got to have done better than Rugby 18, and it's a really good step. I mean, the amount of licenses they have as well, I mean, there was always one way for them, and it was always going to do a lot better. I mean, I didn't want to talk about the gameplay too much in this, but the gameplay feels completely different compared to Rugby 18. Rugby 18 was just all over the place. I know they did a few patch updates in the end, but it was too little too late. Rugby 20, they released their final version, and it was pretty good, but it could have been improved. And then they did a few patches. I think it was like a week after the final release, and it improved the game a lot. And having all these licenses and solo mode and having your ultimate team and stuff, I think the game is so much fun to do. I've been playing it for hours and hours. I probably put over 100 hours into this game myself, even off camera. So I mean, little things like that I think really help the game itself. And it's got a really good solidarity ground for the future. Especially, all they need to do now is get realistic graphics, and I think they are a really good competitor against the likes of FIFA and stuff, because the gameplay is pretty good. So, yeah, that's going to be the end of today's video, guys. I hope you did enjoy. Please make sure you go ahead and smash the like button to show your support for this video. And make sure as well you leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of Rugby 20 yourself. Did you enjoy it? Did you not like it? Do you think it will be any good for the future? Let me know in the comment section. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe. We cover everything to do with Rugby 20, Rugby Challenge, and everything to do with rugby. So if you're a rugby fan or a sports fan, please go ahead and subscribe. We do so many videos every single week on rugby. So stay tuned for all that. Thank you so much for watching. I have been Andrew. I will see you in another episode. Peace out, guys.